What's up, everybody? Cinephile Mike here. Today, I am joined by writer, director, and editor Matt Eames, along with actress Jessica DiGiovanni, to discuss their new feature film, Deepfake. The film follows Jane Kittering, a woman reeling from a breakup who turns to a series of increasingly bizarre online services to fill the voids in her life. Blending sharp satire with heartfelt character work, Deepfake exposes loneliness, identity, and the strange ways that technology has become intertwined with our lives. Matt, Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having us.
Cinephile Mike. Like to be here.
So, the film takes some real sharp swings at modern online culture, but it also taps into very universal feelings of loneliness and insecurity. What has it been like sharing deepfake with audiences and hearing their reactions to it?
Well, honestly, not many people have actually seen it yet. I haven't gotten a whole lot of feedback on that respect, but just a few members of the cast and crew have been able to watch it and get back to me. And so their perspective might be a little biased, but yeah, I mean it's I don't know. I mean, Jess, you watched it very recently. What do you want to add about it, I guess?
Well, I think we're like, especially being really close to it, I
Mhm.
think that again, I feel like it is an incredibly relatable story about, a spiral of, that come like into sort of this loneliness that Jane hasn't dealt with, sort of the I think we all just really want to be loved and seen and heard, and I think that that's really what this movie taps into, and I'm so excited to see how audience react to it. I think it's going to be a lot of sort of what we were talking about before with you, Mike, and also just it's so funny. Like Matt tackles this topic. It's a satire. So
Mhm.
it has these hilarious moments of that are grounded in such truth that are so relatable where people can go, "Oh my gosh, I've said that. I've done that. Oh my gosh, I did that. Why did she do that? I've done that." So it's so funny, and it's buoyed by that comedy,
Right.
And so I think people will definitely see themselves in it, but they'll also be able to laugh. It'll definitely they'll be able to laugh at themselves, I think, the absurdity of it all.
And here's where I maybe reveal my age a little bit too much because what fascinated me was I'm watching this film and I'm looking at the services in this film that seem so absurd that there's actually an app out there for that. But then, of course, I went down the rabbit hole and I'm like, oh no, these things do exist. Like, we're not that far from what's already out there.
I
So, Matt,
know.
when you were developing this story, what was the first idea or observation that unlocked the world of deepfake for you?
Well, the first thing that I think planted the seed is there was an article in the New York Times years ago about an apartment that influencers could rent by the hour to stage photos for. And it was all decked out in like a very flashy, particular style that looked maybe appealing to some people on camera. And, for me, this was just a completely different world that I had ever been exposed to. And that little germ, I think, grew. There was a lot of ideas that kind of, sprang out of that. And I'm not an active social media user, but just being able to like get little pieces here and there kind of was the fertile groundwork for a lot of the ideas in the movie.
And Jessica, what I found interesting about Jane, you talked a little bit about her, but I want to go a little deeper. She often makes these questionable decisions, yet, but she remains
Yeah.
so deeply relatable throughout the film. Like you said, you're like, I can see this in me. Like, so
Mm.
what was the key to making audiences root for her, even as her life really began to spiral in these unexpected directions?
Yeah, that's a great question, Mike. I think, any role I approach, it's just who is this person? Who is this human? What's driving everything underneath that? And then really just playing the truth of it. There is a part of me that wanted to like go big with Matt's comedy, but what Matt's comedy requires of you is actually like a very grounded, subtle, subtle comedy, subtle moments, subtle listening, And so I think also, you have to examine yourself when you're playing each role. And so I did bring aspects of myself to this. And you sort of it's a very vulnerable thing as an actor. You just open it up, you're like, this is my interpretation, this is who this person is, with aspects of myself trickled in there. And I think that helps create a very relatable human. And Matt has done an incredible job with the writing and the story arc itself to create that relatability as well. I mean,
I know
she has
Jess
to
and
stay
I, go on.
grounded when she's talking to Sophia and Jocelyn, Sorry, go
Jess and
ahead.
I talked about having Jane be the smartest person in the room, yet consistently incorrect and consistently, you know, wrong in some respects. And like, I
Yeah,
think, it helped inform her character quite a bit.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frustration slowly builds
Yeah.
throughout the film.
Well, and let's talk about, so as that frustration builds and these decisions are made, and as Jane becomes increasingly immersed in these apps and these curated versions of herself, the
Yeah.
visual world also evolves
Yeah.
as well. So I would love to hear a little bit about the conversations that you had with your cinematographer, with Robert Bevis, with Grayson Goga, your production designer, about reflecting, you know, Jane's emotional state through the film's look and atmosphere.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we had a lot of conversations about how to do that, and especially without giving too much away, there
Right.
is a art direction change that's fairly substantial that as the movie progresses, and we wanted to get that in a way that felt realistic, but also kind of just push just a hair, so
Mhm.
to the point where there was some extra humor in there as well. Um, Visually, yeah, we had a lot of conversations about just how the actual lighting and cinematography would slowly evolve as Jane's mental state kind of reflected some of those changes. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think hopefully, without saying too much,
Yeah.
hopefully it's not super noticeable that people are it's gonna take them out of the movie, but it'll just sort of enhance the experience overall.
It
So
definitely
I'll
enhances.
say now, it did that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
okay,
did that for
good.
me.
Even
I'll
for
put
me
that
on
on the
set
record.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like be on set, like when that transition started to change, I was like, this is like, wow, what a 180, It helped my performance too, because I mean they did an incredible job. It was really cool to watch them all at work, shifting the
Yeah.
set, the
Oh,
art
definitely,
direction. Yeah,
definitely.
it was I love that. I love being there and seeing the process of it all. It was really cool.
There's one particular wall decoration of
Yes.
illumination that I would love
Yeah.
to find to hang. I can think of a couple of places to
We can hook you up with that
place
if
that.
you're
Yeah.
yeah.
Matt knows a guy. He knows a guy.
We know
Matt
guys.
knows a
Yeah,
guy
Yeah.
who knows a guy who, there it
yeah,
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
Additionally, too, the score by Rubber Band Gun really walked an interesting line, with the comedy, the anxiety, the discomfort. How did you go about finding the right musical voice to support all of these tones without
Oh yeah.
overwhelming the story you were trying to get across?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I mean, I spent a lot of time kind of looking through the far reaches of the internet to find someone who could do this, and I stumbled upon Rubber Band Gun. I really liked what they had done, and so I emailed Kevin, who's sort of the creative force behind it. Kevin Basco is his name, and he is an incredibly prolific composer. He I think write and self produces and does all the instrumentation for at least 5 or 6 albums a year, and he's been
Wow.
doing that for years. And I talked to him, and he's actually a really knowledgeable film guy. And so we had a really long conversation about different movie scores that we both loved, and what the movie set music could sound like. And yeah, I mean, I just sort of let him run with it, honestly. I didn't want to steer him too, pigeonhole him in a particular direction. And he came up with some demos, and I listened to them, and I thought they were fantastic. And yeah, it just worked out great.
So, given the films, so the film is set in New York. So, how does it feel bringing it to a Tribeca audience?
I mean, dreams do come true, Mike. That's all I'll say. Dreams do come true. I mean, it's a like to have it be on, home turf is just a like I'm so excited. I have so many friends coming. So psyched to come and see
Yeah,
this film.
the whole cast and crew can show up and see all the work they've done. It's
Yes.
really a special, treat, the fact that we get to play in front of the hometown audience.
Yeah. And we shot it in Brooklyn in this great, what was was it an Airbnb or something? Or I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
I
it wasn't
think
Airbnb.
so. But no, it
No, it
wasn't
was
Airbnb
like no,
because
it was
they,
Airbnb. It was like this beautiful apartment, and it was
yeah.
like a beautiful neighborhood, and there was these great breakfast burritos around the corner, and we just had a great time.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
took that might give away the movie. I was about to say, oh, so you took the time to eat.
I did.
Occasionally, yeah.
So for
But
both
we
of you, as
basically, yeah, we all piled into that apartment and were there for weeks, as a working cast and crew, and it was quite a bonding experience.
I love it. That's my favorite type of filmmaking, though,
yeah.
like everybody's in it together. We all really cared about the project, and it was a comedy. So, it was one of those
Mhm.
things where like we're filming, the take ends, and then everyone bursts out laughing. It
Love that.
was just
Mhm.
such a dream job.
So as you both continue developing projects as filmmakers, as artists, I love to ask this question, the educational part of the interview. What would you say is one best practice that you have learned that you want to carry into your future work, either that you learned from Deepfake or an earlier project, and one learning curve you're going to try to not repeat next time?
Hmm.
Well, so I didn't go to film school. That should be pretty obvious to anyone who watches the movie. But the
Wasn't
thing that
until
I
now.
learned was the importance of trucks and making sure you get the right trucks to move the gear in the right way. Because Rob, I kept saying to him, "Oh, we'll just get a U-Haul van and we'll move all this stuff." And he was polite but firm in establishing what we needed to transport gear on certain days. And it turns out there was a good reason for all of that. And so figuring out the truck situation, figuring out the parking, that's something that I'll never forget going forward.
Awesome. I mean, that's
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your audience immediately just clicked off during that entire explanation.
no, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta have the right gear.
Got to have the right
Um,
gear. Yeah.
And for me, what I learned from this experience, right? You wanted to know what I learned and then what moving forward, what I'll take with me. Yes. So, what I learned from this experience was that there are roles out there written like that are exactly what I want to do. Like there were so many opportunities for like I was telling Matt, this is a film that has every single thing that I've ever wanted to do in a film written in it.
Uh,
So there are creatives writing projects like this. I just have to find them. And then as far as what I'm going to take with me on this, I just made so many great friends. Like Sophia and Jocelyn are so awesome, and Rob is an incredible cinematographer. Um, and Matt and Federica have been an incredible team to work with. So, yeah.
and when audiences leave Deepfake, what's something you hope stays with them, either emotionally or intellectually afterwards? What do you hope sparks when they walk out?
Yeah, I just a strong emotional reaction more than anything, and it doesn't have to be favorable. It could be disgust or regret, but just as long as it's not indifference, like the indifference you feel from scrolling your phone for an hour. Like I want it to leave some kind of residue on your soul, if at all. So, no lessons need to be learned, but just feel something. That's my hope.
I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. I hope people leave the theater and don't immediately take out their phones, that they start talking to each other about the
Mhm.
film and and are present with each other instead of going right back to it. Just a little more awareness would be great. Yeah.
And I'm going to end with one quick fun one because and maybe you've gotten this one 50 times already today, or maybe I'm the first. I don't know. But after spending so much time in this world, If
Mhm.
there was one responsibility in your life that you could outsource to an app tomorrow, what would it be?
Oh
Someone to
man.
work for me so they could make the money and I could do the things that I want to do.
That does sound pretty
100%.
nice. Yeah. Yes. I'll second that. That's a great
Yeah.
answer.
Go do my job. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be wary of how much information you share with them.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, Mike. Absolutely.
We're giving you Easter eggs for the film to appreciate it more. Well, Matt, Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank
speak with me
you.
today. Congratulations on Deepfake. It really is such a fun film. For everyone watching, we'll include information about the film and where you can follow its festival journey in the description below. As always, if you enjoyed this conversation, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more filmmaker interviews, festival coverage, spoiler-free reviews, and award season conversations. Until next time, I am Cinephile Mike, reminding you to take a break and watch something new. Matt, Jessica, have a great time at Tribeca. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Cinephile Mike. See ya.
Take care.